good morning. It's actually almost not morning because, it is 1:45. I slept in mostly because it rained all night long and it was a little chilly. Probably because the blanket just got wadded up at my feet. And so I just kept sleeping. And it is beautiful out now. So I'm gonna eat my oatmeal and drink my cotang. Man, I have no idea what kind of bird that is, but it is crazy loud. So the secret to making cotang is that you have to be careful not to make it too strong, because you are taking something that is like full strength, which is coffee. It is fully flavored, if you will, and then you take something like tang, and if you add it to something that's already fully flavored, there's too much. So you do have to add water. So finding that sweet spot where it is not overwhelming is important, but really rewarding when you do find the right mix. I had been trying a system for creating content, a system that involved a weekly schedule. And so I would do things every week, more or less on the same day. Like, that's a really great idea, but then life happens. I don't know, you name it, somebody is like, I don't know. And so you just have to have a little grace with yourself. Well, it's nice to give yourself permission, but in reality, if you're me, which hopefully you're not, you're in your head, you're like, but I really wanted to get that done. And now I have to choose to do it later and double down on the work and do like double work later, or am I going to just not do it at all? But then I had this plan for this other one. And so then you're not sure if you should do the old task or if you should move on to the new task and just move on with life. This entire structure I found fairly stressful. I had a lot of pressure to get those things done on those days. Honestly, I'd sort of just bit off more than I could chew. And one of my goals, when we go back to the video that I did before, one of my goals was not to be a crazy parent. So you have to balance these things. And all of those things are still priorities to me, which is part of the problem. It's like I want to do them all. I came up with a new planner system, or just a new way to approach what I am doing at any given time. Whole new planner. So I use a traveler's notebook sort of a system. I have one of those fancy staplers that allows you to bind books out of just paper. So I printed off a planner for myself. So my days are pretty blank. However, down in the bottom, I have these big boxes, like one big box, because I can really only focus on one extra thing a day. I came up with a rotation diet of what I should do with that time. I know that most people didn't grow up with their family on a rotation diet, but my family has a lot of allergies and sensitivities, and my dad was on a rotation diet where we had beef for dinner, and then we had chicken, and then we had pork, and then we had fish, and then we had beef, chicken, pork, fish, and then it went back. Beef, chicken, pork, fish, beef, chicken, pork, fish. You knew what you were having the next day. And that was simple, and it kept him from getting burnt out on any one type of food, and thus having his body reject it. So I'm going to do a rotation diet of tasks, hopefully avoid getting burnt out. I was reading a study. Charlie Marie works for ConvertKit. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I'm on her email list, and she sent out the study that ConvertKit did. Incredibly interesting, lots of great information, but it did say that burnout was highly highly prevalent in the creator community. But burnout is a big deal and definitely something to try to prevent. This is my plan. I'm not going to worry about what I am doing when it is due. I understand though that it is good to come out with things regularly. Dislike that I won't have things happening on certain days and like people can count on it. Realistically, I'm in the infancy of all of my content creatorship, so I don't think anyone is watching for my content, and I appreciate it if you are. So I'm mixed in here. I have like laundry and concertina, doing things just for you is really important. Going on outdoor outings, I broke down 2 videos into 4 different sections. There's filming, there's editing, there's loading and scheduling it up on YouTube, and then there's also the promoting of it by posting a blog post and doing an Instagram reel trailer and putting it on Facebook. You can sometimes hear horses in the background because this is actually a horse campground. Not exclusive to horses. And then I work on designing a shirt. I clean the bathrooms. I know it really feels silly on here to put that down. I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous that it's not focused enough, and I'm nervous that it's not aggressive enough. I want to accomplish things with enough frequency that I do not lose momentum and I don't feel disheartened, but I also do want to balance that with life.
Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of this.